Monster Hunter Rise has been recently announced and I'm so excited to get my greasy hands on this game. This series has stuck with me for so long and it's stuck even longer as a whole. The series has been going for so long that there will always be room for improvement, and that's exactly what I want to tackle in this video today. Let's see some gameplay features and improvements we need to see. Weapon transmogging is such a weird thing to want, but imagine having the weapon stats that you want while also styling in the design you like the most. Only problems I can think of would be confusing your teammates as to why you're paralyzing the monster with, say, an iron weapon, but that's barely an issue. Nobody really pays attention to what your weapon stats really are, and either way you are limited in how much you can see of the weapon stats that your teammates are holding onto. This one seems very unlikely, but it will be the same as armor transmogrification. I can only hope. Waiting in gathering halls is as uneventful as the game gets. You won't always have the luxury of having people show up in the first 3 minutes of you opening your lobby, let alone have them seek the same objective unless you're offering to have everyone take turns. The most you could do is prep, but that should only take you less than 30 seconds. You could also look at gear and maybe customize some sets, but why do that? So why not add some sort of minigame? Very much like in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, where you could bust your A button arm wrestling the guy that keeps spamming anime quotes on your feed. Make a section in the gathering hall where you can play a poogie puzzle game that can immediately close once somebody joins. After all, we wouldn't want someone just forgetting all about the hunt. If you need to find a specific type of item in Monster Hunter, odds are that you're using the Monster Hunter database, whether it is in the form of an app or the wiki. What they should really implement is a similar feature in the game itself. They could make it as uncomplicated as they want and have a character simply give you a list of where you can find the items you need, and whether they are on the low rank or high rank version of those locales. Not too intrusive or spoiling to the experience, but enough to be of use. It will make everything much more seamless if we didn't need to rely on external applications. An example of this would be have some sort of scholar character next to the smithy, where he would tell you what items you actually need to make the piece of equipment that you're trying to make. We should have solo bonuses. Give hunters a reason to want to be good enough to solo multiplayer monsters by giving them solo bonuses as a reward for those who want to do so. I find myself solo hunting quite a lot, and having an extra incentive to do so will be great dynamic to those kind of players. For example, you could add extra reward slots for more goodies, or increase the chances of low rate drop monster parts. They could just about add anything to this feature and it will be awesome. This one I've been wanting since Monster Hunter 4. It seems like such a minuscule thing, however nobody really knows who dealt that glorious finishing blow when the hunt is over. They could simply include this in the post-hunt screens that have always been there. It's the kind of thing that will give you the satisfaction of just knowing that it was you who took the last slice of the cake. Okay, everyone knows what a full set of Rathalos armor looks like, and it's very easy to make. All I have to do is find the armor pieces of the same name, craft them, and bam, done. But when it comes to mixed sets, I have to go on my computer, download a third-party application, and keep going between the game and the app. It's a real hassle. By the way, I'm sure most already know this, but a mixed set is a set of armor that isn't all made up of one type of monster. It could have, say, just a Rathalos helmet with Rajang feet and dog hands, you get it. A lot of people always go for mixed sets, and of course, it grants you more flexible, if not better skills, than a full monster armor set would give you. So why don't we have an interface to make the process easier? I'm not asking for a search engine for finding mixed sets like Athena's, although that would be perfect, but I would be happy with simply having some sort of imaginary set maker interface, where you don't need to waste your resources crafting all the pieces you think could build a set that you want, but instead just give you a peek at what the skills would look like if you were to go all the way. I've tried doing this with Athena's armor set searcher, which is essentially Google for mixed sets. And it resulted me in writing down in a sheet of paper all the skill points and adding them up, hoping that it will get the skills I want. It's not pretty, it's not easy. Again, it would be great if we didn't need to rely on external applications. Then we have guild cards. Guild cards in the previous Monster Hunter games have been more informational than anything else, gathering your data on how you play your game, such as showing what weapons you've used the most to complete your hunts. However, there's little value in the sharing and trading of said cards. Something they could do to improve this would be to implement some sort of custom challenge quest that you can make for other players that receive your card, where they pin you against their favorite monster with their equipment of choice. You could take this a little bit further and have them limit your items to what they want you to use, but I can see how some fun people would give you nothing but one potion and that's it, that's all you get. But they can introduce minimum requirements to create challenges in order to avoid any shenanigans. Alright, now let's talk about Monster Hunter Rise specific features, such as the voice that you hear in the game. I'm a little broken up in this one. In one hand, it seems really cool in theory. On the other, you have weebs like this already using shadows like, "I'll show no mercy!" And that's only in text form. I'm not ready for this level of poetry, especially not in my ear holes. Thankfully, in the most recent gameplay reveal of Monster Hunter Rise, they briefly mentioned you are able to adjust this setting for those that do not want to suffer like I would. Are we gonna see a new weapon? Well, anything will do. They could also bring back the Tonfa from the Monster Hunter Online game that was very popular until, well, it was shut down. Now, the connections between Monster Hunter Stories 2 and Monster Hunter Rise. They were very vague about this, and usually they simply give you extra items like potions, honey, and the such. But maybe this will have a bigger tie-in with each other, something like a story tie-in, although that might be a little intrusive since stories and mainline should just stay separate. Who knows, maybe we'll see something like layered armor for some of the characters in Riders 2. That I don't mind. Will Prowler mode be back again? In Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, this was more for the new players. I find it very unlikely that the Prowler option will come back. For arts and styles, while I believe styles may not make a return, it looks to me like arts are definitely making it in. We could begin to see some pretty unique renditions of the art using the wire bug, such as the one we saw in the Monster Hunter Direct. And, what is this? So, what do you think about the new Monster Hunter Rise? What about the different editions you can buy? I've seen the Collector's Edition and Deluxe Edition. The Collector's Edition looks good. Could be better, but good. But the Deluxe Edition has underwhelming inclusions for the extra pricing. To me, a couple gestures and layered armor aren't worth the extra $10 to $20 they are asking for. But who knows? Maybe they will add extras in the future. I don't know. It just seems to me that Japanese audiences are getting the better option with the limited edition Palamute plush. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. Okay, now look at the collector's edition amiibo. Yeah. Well, that's all for me today. I gotta get back to pretending that I don't know this game exists so that I can avoid paying major buck for that dog's plush. Please subscribe. That might take my mind off of it. Thank you for watching. Good night.